absolute effing disaster. And embarrassing on top of that. He didn't just lose on a day where the Jaguars lost and the Colts lost, and you could have risen the ranks of the AFC South. You're still in third place after a 36 loss to the New York effing Jets, who had all this drama in the week leading up to the game about, does Zach Wilson actually want to play? And then he goes out there and he has his best career game, as said by Robert Saleh after the game. DeMeco Ryans, the head coach of the Houston Texans, at his post-game press conference, said, when asked about all of the not-so-good quarterbacks that have done well against the Texans this year, and let's just list them: Gardner Minshew, Desmond Ridder, Bryce Young, Baker Mayfield. The list keeps on going. Zach Wilson, of course. I'm sure there's one I've missed along the way. Here's DeMeco Ryans talking about the defense's struggles against quarterbacks like that.
For me, it doesn't matter who you line up against. They're all NFL players. Everybody who's out on that field, they're capable of making plays. That's why they're in the league. That's why they have the positions that they have. So Pro Bowl, no Pro Bowl, it really doesn't matter. You have to go out and play your best every week. And we didn't play our best today.
But when you don't do well against guys like this, forget Pro Bowl or not Pro Bowl, we're talking about whether or not these guys should be starters in the league still. All of those guys that I listed that the Texans have struggled against. And ultimately, when you are fully healthy defensively, okay, a couple of linebackers got hurt in this game. Blake Cashman goes down. I guess Will Anderson left the game late. Tavier Thomas got hurt. But the Texans defense was going up against a Zach Wilson-led offense, and they could not get off the field in the third quarter. And they let the Jets balloon that lead. Offense had its fair share of issues, no doubt about it, but somewhat explainable given the many factors in this game. I'm not happy with what happened in the offense, and I don't think that those explanations for the Texans offense are something that you would be able to bring to your boss after a bad day and say, hey, this is why it didn't go so well. Well, you have a lot of excuses that you have listed here. The bad weather, the injuries, the fact that the Jets defense is good. But defensively, there is no excuse. The Jets offense is legitimately just Garrett Wilson and I guess Breece Hall as a receiver out of the backfield. That is it. And they did whatever they wanted. You never had a solution for either of those two guys. And then throw in the fact that those two tight ends for the Jets, who I'd never heard of before Sunday, were also doing whatever they wanted. They're throwing the ball down the seam against them, just saying, all right, well, the Texans linebackers aren't going to be able to do anything here. Let's just throw a high seam pass and see what happens. And guess what? Every single time they came down with a catch. No bueno. No bueno. Some comments, 713-780-3776 to call in and to text in. You can also join on Twitch, twitch.tv/ESPN975. Pinjay points out, I give DeMeco's head coaching abilities a 3 turd rating for yesterday's game. Yes, the iconic turd scale. 1 to 10 turds. Everyone uses that now. JD Power and Associates, right? Like it's a big old turd. If you take a look at the Toyota-thons and all the Honda holiday events and all the other stupid things that you're seeing out there, like the really self-important, self-indulgent
December to remember
Christmas ads. Yeah, Sean. Yeah, everyone's got like it's the Lexus event. It's the Lincoln event. Like, shut up. You're a car. Stop acting like you're some fancy ass club. By the way,
just trying to get me to buy a car.
Right, exactly. It's the event. Well,
Sign then drive. That's the other one. Volkswagen.
Yeah, that's what I got. That's my guy.
Yeah,
you know what?
you got.
I did, but luckily I'm not a part of any of these events this year. To bring it back, you see all of these companies putting this stuff out there and like just like rubbing it in your face and all that stuff. And on a 1 to 10, like they don't give you a turd rating. They just say like, we got an award that like we created for like a very small niche category. And the Texans could have created a small niche category for themselves. The massive giant turd of struggling against quarterbacks that are not considered to be good. The esteemed JD Power and Associate Award of being bad against the Zach Wilsons of the world. What an esteemed award. And you know what?
Emphasis on steam, too.
If you want to revitalize some of these guys' careers, hey. But that was a big old steaming turd defensively yesterday. Some more comments. 713-780-3776 to call in and to text. And someone just texted in, dude. He said, should have known that we would have lose after Paul guaranteed it. Sorry, I was right. The Texans were wrong. I'll say it again. I made that prediction, and the Texans should have won on Sunday. The Texans still, in my mind, will win on Sunday when they play the New York Jets on Sunday, December 10th of 2023. And they let me down, and they let you down vicariously. So I was right, and the Texans were wrong on Sunday. That's how this works. I will never take accountability for my bad predictions. I won't. It's their fault.
Is Joe Flacco too good to ball out against the Texans?
Joe Flacco.
Or is he just bad enough to have a great day against the Texans 2 weeks from now?
Sean, he was out of the league. He's going to throw for 500 yards.
Okay.
He's going to kill them. He looked good on Sunday. He looked good.
He did look good. That's why I think he might be too good. He might be too good to play well against the Texans on Christmas Eve.
A text from the 832. Guess what? Even after losing 30-6 to the Jets, the Texans are still within striking distance of winning the AFC South. Hashtag positive Monday. No, this is a hashtag tell the truth Monday. You shut your whore mouth. You shut up.
Tell the truth.
The problem of all these teams that are 7-6 is that you could have taken advantage of it. You would have had the third best record, tied, of course, but you would have had the third best record in the AFC with 8 wins, along with Jacksonville and Kansas City by winning yesterday. You just had to beat the Jets. And it's Zach Wilson, for Christ's sake. Come on.
Will Levis is going to have a great day.
Oh, God. Well, he might be in that weird category.
Well, they play him twice, so I think he'll have one good game, one bad game. I honestly think that's kind of how it works.
But he's not one of these over-the-hill quarterbacks, so actually they'll probably do well against him.
Well, Ritter's not over the hill. He just stinks.
Oh, yeah.
Bryce Young isn't over the hill. He just
You know what?
bad.
Now that I think about it, though, that when they went up against Bryce Young, who was a rookie quarterback, Bryce Young had his best career game. When they went up against Anthony Richardson, Richardson had 2 drives and 2 touchdowns. So,
they're not good against rookies.
I don't think they're good against really anyone except for whatever reason.
Thank God they got to play Joe Burrow before he got hurt.
But even then, Burrow had a good game.
They
Burrow
went up against Jake. No, but Jake Browning would have won that game against the Texans.
He might have. Burrow was good at first, and then there was a lull, and then at the end, all of a sudden, he woke up again. It's just not a very good defense.
Derek Carr only scored 13 points. No matter what, Derek Carr does not have a good game against.
I think honestly that's like even more of an indictment on Derek Carr.
I can raise the banner.
I talked about it earlier today. There was a moment where I saw on the bottom line that Derek Carr was 13 of 19 for 37 yards. And I was like, that has to be a typo. Nope, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Are they missing a 1 somewhere in there?
That's less than 2 yards an attempt. Yikes. But hey, CJ Stroud was 10 of 23 for 91 yards. That's a 4 yards per attempt. That was before the concussion. Davis Mills, 1 for 5. 4 yards. 0.8 yards per attempt.
God.
See, we can't even make fun of anything today because
Davis Mills, your starting quarterback this
it might happen. He's in the concussion protocol.
The Titans will be wearing Houston Oilers jerseys.
Oh, is that this week?
It's in Tennessee, so I imagine this will be the week.
I figured they were going to do it on the road to be real asses, just to
they might
rub it in. Honestly, I'd respect the Titans more if they wore it at NRG Stadium than if they do it in Tennessee.
If they only wore it they wore it twice a year. One the home game against the Texans, one the road game against the Texans.
I'd respect that too. That would be an epic trollsmanship.
Very funny.